Yeah, hi, I'm pretty sure I'm recording. I'm just looking for a post here. And there was a post here, I should have been a bit better set up for this, but anyway, here we go. Amanda Sinclair, good morning. Is anybody looking at the QBCAD? I've been trading the QBCAD recently and had some good results on it, so I just thought I'd have a look at that for you, since you asked. Here's what I'm going to say. Look, my tool bar still aren't working. Time frames, I'll go to the daily. What I'm seeing here is, you see this bounce here? That's unusual, that V bounce. Is anybody involved in trading, or as you probably are well aware from your own research, and that this is unusual. It's actually a head and shoulders, isn't it? But that's unusual for a V bounce like that. This is more usual. If I could quote somebody without giving away their name, it's like an old man easing into a hot bath. Somebody I know refers to it. So that's more normal and sensible reversal of direction. So we've had a downward trend here for, I don't know, it's about 8 months in the QBCAD. And then we've come down, we've got lower lows, lower high, lower low, 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 lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high. So bang. Okay, it's changed. Now things are changed, and then a lower low. Higher low, I'm sorry. Now if you have a look at here, I'm using the pivots here. And once again, this zone here, if you have a look at that zone in there, that's the central pivot, and that's the M2, that grey line there. Let me zoom in again. So that grey line there, this green zone, I just put that in there. So this area in here, that is your buy zone. That is where bulls get involved. And you see that grey line there, that's where bears sell. Right, so we started off the month in the bear selling zone, and what do we have? It went up, it was just totally rejected off this level, and down she went through the central pivot, had a brief bounce there at the central pivot, then came through into the bullish buy zone, which is this zone in here, and off it went. And then you see this zone up here, this grey zone, that's your take profit zone. And look what happened the moment it hit. Right, it came up, it's easing up because it's getting close to there, so the bears are getting prepared. Up it went, tagged the take profit zone, and look what happened, profit taking. This wasn't bears driving that down, that was profit taking. The moment it hit that zone, bang, down she went. So that's what's happening there. So here's this zone here, which is obviously pretty important. So what we've had is this come down here, simple price action, back to the previous resistance, now support, and we're on our way to the races again, right? Well, maybe not. Look, price seldom, it does, but not very often goes beyond this zone here for the month, right? We're in the last few days of this month. Remember the last 2 days of this week, Thursday is Thanksgiving, and who's going to, not go to work Thursday and then go back to work Friday, right? Traders, the big time traders aren't going to do that. The institutional fellas, they're taking the weekend off. They're going to take a 4-day week. So it's a 3-day week. So taking that trade to get a few more pips out of it, in my view, is high risk stuff, and I won't take it. I'm not taking it. I took that trade, and I was one of these people who got out here. Okay, so we'll go down to get into the 4 hours, and I'll zoom out a bit. It's a bit confusing. Zoom out. Okay, here we have the weekly pivot. There's that weekly take profit zone. Now what do we have here? Okay, that's the weekly take profit zone, right? And here's the weekly buy zone. We can do this. I'll use this one just for the hell of it. Our weekly buy zone is in here for last week. It was there. That's our weekly buy zone for last week. So price came down in here once again. Went up close to the sell zones. The bears are selling down into the buy zone. Bang. Off we went. If I went to the daily stuff, I'll just quickly go to the daily stuff. It's going to get messy. So Virgin Oils, there it is. Oh, I don't have them in there. I don't have the daily pivots in there. I'll quickly do that. I don't want to be wasting your time, but dailies are up here. That's the daily ones there, so I'll go back. I'll just put 10 days. It's going to get really messy. Not 102. 10. So it's going to get pretty messy now. So we're looking here, and that was the daily take profit zone. Look, I know it's hard to look at, but I understand. And that went from the daily sell zone down to the daily take profit zone, which is also the weekly buy zone. So that's what happened there. It hit the daily take profit zone on the weekly buy zone, and look at that, whooshka. Bulls just drove it up. So away it went. So that's what happened there. So let me go back to time frames, 4 hours, and get rid of the dailies. So that's what that is, and that's what occurred there, as I just showed you. So now we've come up here. As I said, I traded. I had an excellent buy in there. I forget the level, but right in about here somewhere, and I got out right about there. I had to take profit just a little bit higher, and it started. I missed it, and it started to come down, so I jumped out. So what have we had? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high. So here's the point. At the moment, we are now in this week's sell zone. Right? This is this week's sell zone. This week's beautiful sell pivot is that red line right there. Now that wasn't drawn, based on this. This was drawn based on all of this last week. All these lines were drawn based on this price action from last week. So Monday opening, these things were there. And what's happened? It's come up to this sell zone here and has responded immediately. Now, like I said, if you're pushing to get a few more pips up through this area, I'm not. I wouldn't. You do whatever you reckon, but I wouldn't, and I'm not going to be. Let's just do a quick fib study here. I know it's going to get a bit crowdy. There it is there. So you have the 618 and the weekly M3 pivot. And price is responding. We got 3 weeks. Three trading days. Actually, I'll put that back. I want to have a look at the target with that retracement. Where does it take us to? Off the 618, that's about the 1382 to the 1618. So that's our target zone in here. Which should take us down into next month's buy zone. There you go, see that zone there, which is still being painted, it's dynamic, so this is still happening. I'll just steal this one. That's our next week's buy zone here. And so if you have a look at this fib retracement, the fib extension takes it down between the 1382 and the 1618. So that tells me we're going to have an inside week. With regards to this pair, it's not going to go all the way down there. Like I say, we've got 3 days, but it could. I mean, if it went all the way down here, blasted through the fib extensions, well, that's fine, because here's your M2, that's your next month's, there's your next month's buy pivot right there. Now, it'd be interesting because if it came down to there and you got a fib, you have a pivot cluster there then, well, that could be quite significant. But so anyway, stop rambling, and to get this out a little bit more timely, let me get rid of that. For mine, I wouldn't buy this. I would wait for next week, which is next month's buy. And if you're in this zone and next week's fibs, pivots, which are these little ones up here, but they're so little and compressed, you can see they're moving. As price here moves, these are getting painted. They're dynamic, and as price action occurs this week, these will be filled out. And then if we end up with a situation down here somewhere, then this will be, with our buy pivots down here for next week, that would be a good buy signal down here. That's my opinion. So yeah, I mean, when you look at it, when you go back, it seems the obvious is this zone here, which I moved previously. That was our buy zone, and off we go to the races. But honestly, with that there, no. You could consider shorting it. I'm not suggesting anything, do whatever you reckon. But if anything, I would be considering shorting it at this place. Let's have a look quickly at the smaller time frames. Oh, nice. Messy. And we're looking for a reversing pattern off of here. Look, that's a reversing pattern right there. There was one there, there was a cell there, and here's another cell right there. Your next selling opportunity would be this level here, unless you want to jump in now. And you can put your stop loss just above here. That'll give you a nice stop, nice tight stop. Your target then could be this zone down here. Was it the zone we identified before? I'm pretty sure it was down here somewhere. That could be your target. But you know, it's against the trend. It's a counter trend, which is always fraught with danger. And I don't know if it's worth taking. I'll leave that with you. But I'll go back to my 4 hour, and that's my take on that. Alright, so we're in the sell zone, wanting to get down into the buy zone for next month and next week. Okay, over and out.